Coming up this week on Kiss My Collectibles, it's Skip or Play, Psycho Circus. Stay up to date with the show and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Become a member of our brand new Patreon and receive exclusive updates and benefits.
This is Kiss My Collectibles podcast, but you knew that.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the next episode of Kiss My Collectibles. I am one of your co-hosts, Jason Herndon, and with me, as always, is...
Andrew Scambatti, back again.
Joe Lalich. I didn't know who was going next. I'm the new guy. I thought I would go last. Yeah, so it's me.
And...
Nicholas Buckland.
Oh, thank you for introducing
That's the slowest name of all time.
we should pre-plan that. So, anyway, on this episode,
Name should be easy.
Yeah. How do we do this? Who are we? On this episode, we're going to do another skip or play. If you didn't see our previous episode, we did Hot in the Shade, and Nicholas didn't listen to the record.
I skipped that episode.
You
so
skipped that
I'll
episode.
play this one.
Yeah, so hopefully we've all listened to the record, or at least recently. So anyway, skip or play, an idea Joe stole from the Kiss FAQ, as we explained last time, where we're just going to talk about each song on the record and whether when we play that song, do we skip it or play it? You know, so pretty fun little game. As we go through this, we'll tie it into collecting somehow. We'll show some of our Psycho Circus kind of merchandise and things like that. So skip or play, Psycho Circus, 1998. But before we get into that, Andrew's got a whole slew of stuff.
We got housekeeping to do. Remember, just give us a like, giving us a thumbs up really does help out the channel a lot. Make sure you subscribe to our channels on YouTube, even see us on iTunes sometimes. Join our Facebook groups, Kiss My Wax and Kiss My Collectibles on Facebook. Don't forget to become an unofficial member of our Patreon if you want to get some cool benefits, see some cool things about the show. We're just getting ready to roll out some cool stuff that you'll be able to enjoy with us. And if you want to look cool, I know Jason doesn't look very cool today, but neither did any of us, head on to clicktshop.com, click with a K, to purchase your official Kiss My Collectibles and Kiss My Wax t-shirts.
Yep.
And go check out Kiss at Midnight and go buy Hottest Brand in the Land. How does that sound?
Yep. Hottestbrandbook.com. Oh, and we don't ever mention it, but we've been on Spotify forever too. So you can also find us on Spotify. So
Yeah. I wasn't even going to mention Kiss at Midnight. Funny enough.
Well, you could, yeah. Nicholas's favorite platform to listen to music. When he listens to Psycho Circus, he listens to it on Spotify, right?
I only listen on Spotify.
Yeah.
I'm actually. It's funny. I didn't even know you got Spotify down there. I thought it.
they're not tied in or something. I mean, so, anyway.
If I pedal hard enough, it streams fast.
Oddly enough, they just released Psycho Circus down.
Yeah.
It just came out. It's fantastic.
Yes, new album. It's fantastic. Yeah. I predict big things for this lineup. So, yeah.
Good times.
Oh man. So, does anybody have anything new they want to show?
I do.
Well, why don't you show your new stuff, Andrew?
Okay, well, we talked about this in the last couple episodes, but my double platinum from Germany finally came in. And,
good for you.
And,
we talked you into buying that, didn't we?
Yeah, both of you guys talked me into buying it. And,
8 episodes later. Hey, here's my new double platinum.
Yeah, but you kind of can't see it, but I was able to get the hype sticker off with the track listings and put it on my sleeve, so that was saved in there. But no, this is very cool. You know, I just want to show the gatefold real quick.
Is that grey or is that reflective mirror silver?
It's grey.
Yeah, it's grey. It's
not.
It's not reflective at all, but it's actually really nice. I actually really enjoy it. But check out this gatefold.
If only something would come out with a nice mirror finish, right, Nick?
Yeah, right. It's no Hottest Brand in the Land Deluxe Edition. It's reflective silver, is it?
Hottestbrandbook.com, right?
Out now.
Out now.
So this is more Nicholas's speed. This is reflective, just like the Hottest Brand book.
In bookstores, nowhere.
In bookstores.
Hey, it's pre-order. Give it a break.
Bookstores nowhere.
I know. We talked about this before, but I thought it was cool that they went back and they every logo on here is the German logo. So
right.
You don't see that often.
So that we talked about that not having the album not having a mirror finish, but they're pretty much trying to stay true to the original issue of that from Germany, and that did not have a reflective cover as well. So,
which is very cool. I mean, just that someone took the time to notice that it didn't have a reflective cover, but did have the insert with the different logos. I just listen. Hats off to whoever's doing that. That one and Best of the Solos are probably my favorite recent vinyl releases.
Well, we should. I won't say the name right now in case it doesn't happen, but I have spoken to one of the gentlemen that's involved with the German reissues, and he, has agreed to come on the show. So we should probably have him on the show sometime in the near future to talk about that and future releases, because they are doing more.
Excellent. So there's one more thing that I got. I know the last episode we were talking about posters, and we talked about the bicentennial poster.
Oh, yeah.
So now...
Which we got lambasted for not putting in our top 5.
Well, but here's the thing. So there are just so many posters, and these are just some of our favorites. So there are and maybe we purposely leave stuff out because we want people to comment and we want people to say what their favorite posters are. We've done that going all the way back to Kiss My Wax. So this is my poster from
I wish we were smart enough to stir the pot like that. I was just making a list. I don't know what you're talking about, Andrew.
So this one is mine. This is mine from when I was a kid. So there's a couple of rips on the corners and everything, because this was just on my wall as a kid. So, but and I'll show some pictures up here now. But this says U.S. Tour on the bottom in white font. Now, in talking with you guys on the last episode, is that yours, Nicholas?
Yeah, I don't know what white font.
Yeah, that's U.S. Tour in white font. So that is the same one as this one. Which, from what I understand,
does yours say at the bottom in the red lithographed in USA Eureka Lithograph Company?
No. What mine says, and yours is in the red border, right?
Yeah.
All right, so mine is in white above the border, kind of on Ace's boot that says 1976 Coin Management.
No, I've got
Inc.
that.
Mine doesn't say.
I've got that, but then the lithograph bit's in the red part.
Yeah, mine doesn't say that.
And it says exclusive distributors one-stop posters.
Right.
And it has the address.
Right.
In the red.
I have the Boutwell address on the right corner, but
that's the Boutwell is there, and so is that bit in the white. But then I've got extra text.
Yeah, the Eureka Lithograph Company is that one-stop company that reprinted a lot of those posters after the original issues and sold them in stores and all of that. You can.
So is this from the 70s but reprinted in 77, or is it like an 80s or 90s thing?
It's from the 70s. The Eureka Lithograph printed in the 70s.
Rip it up on camera. Piece of trash.
So when do you think this one is from? Right on camera. Just smashes his whole room.
Andrew, yours could be printed anywhere from the 70s to probably maybe the early 80s would be my guess. We're going to have Shane McManus on sometime. We're going to do a extensive poster episode where we can try to nail down. It may be difficult, because all of that stuff was being reprinted and it was being distributed through multiple channels, and it's hard to nail down which one came out first, what year, this and that. But yours could be anywhere. Yours could be a reprint from the 70s. But what you're about to show is absolutely the first issue of the poster.
Okay, so and I didn't know that this one even existed until we were talking about it. But this one, it said, well, I'm not going to show. Well, I took pictures of it, so you see the picture now. So this one says U.S. Tour 76.
Well, show the bottom. Show the bottom.
Trying.
Don't rip it.
See that?
Correct. That's the first issue, and all of that is in silver, and the logo is in silver, correct?
Correct.
Right. So that is the first issue, and then, of course, they took the 76 off so they could just continue to sell it,
after 1976.
Andrew, what does that say at the bottom? Can you give us the...
Yes. All right. So at the bottom, it just says 1976 Coin Management, produced by Boutwell Entertainment, Inc., and that's on Ace's boots. That's different than what my other one says.
Right.
And then on the right, it says, for additional copies, send $3 to Batwell Enterprises.
Right.
And nothing in the red.
And it's almost like the white text. It's just a tad blurry, the white text. So, actually, you know what? I take that back. It just looks like when the text was printed, it wasn't properly justified. Because there's some,
I take that back. I have glaucoma.
I take it back.
Yeah,
I do.
I take that back. I just can't see.
No, I can't.
Everything's blurry.
That's true, Andrew.
I don't have my glasses on.
Yeah, I can't see anything. But actually, the O is a little bit blurry towards the bottom. Just kidding.
I can't see anything. I'm blind as a bat.
Yeah, that's a great poster to have, Andrew. You know, so if anybody is getting, the Spirit of 76 poster and you want a first issue, you need to make sure that it says US Tour 76 on it in silver. Mm-hmm. That's your first printing. A lot of people don't know that, because there's a lot less of those out there than the slew of reprints. That's one of the most, other than the Ace Frehley Alive 2, smoking guitar poster, that's one of the most reprinted posters around,
Mm-hmm.
So. All right. Anybody have anything else? Nicholas, you have anything new?
Yep, I do have. Recently, I showed it on the page, but in case people haven't seen it, I'd had this one for years, which I bought as part of an Aussie buy I got about almost 10 years ago, and I finally, thanks to my friend Andrew, either to my left or to my right, I don't know where he's positioned at the moment, but he helped hook me up with its very, very rare second one. So now I have both versions of the poster pack, which is really, really cool.
Now, are those are complete with all the stuff inside of it?
Yeah, complete with all the stuff inside. They've got the candy, they've got the sticker, and they've got the poster inside. And
you didn't eat the candy?
I haven't eaten the candy. It does say at the back, used by July 81, which is really cool. So
now, two things. Let me just jump in for 1 second. Were those sealed? What was the packaging like originally on that?
So the one I've got from the Gene version has an old kind of a tape mark on the back, which looks like it was taped. There are no staple marks. Yet this version, the group one with Eric and his orange perm, that has a tiny miniature staple at the top. So that one looks like it was stapled. So one sticky tape, one staple. So I think it was sealed. So.
In some form or another, but
so
no, like heat seal
reach in and steal stuff. No heat seal, and you didn't have to tear it to open it. None of them have got any. They've just got. You can kind of see there. It's kind of. They've all got that kind of perforate, like a perforate.
Oh yeah.
So, really cool to have finally got that. I didn't think I'd get that one because these don't come around very often, and Andrew was kind enough to hook me up with that one. So I love having a complete set.
The second question I have is, why do they show Eric Carr's brain on that second?
No, it's an orange perm. It's an orange perm. Eric Carr wasn't that smart. So
exactly. But it's not only that. You remember the Paul Teardrop rock and roll over cover. Well, this has kind of got the Paul. Is that Paul? No. There's Paul's got he's got orange eye makeup on as well.
Oh, yeah.
Super rare variant.
So
rare variant. Yeah.
All right. So. A couple things that I want to know about those, and I think I have a little bit of information on them. I don't own either one of them, but weren't there like 8 different posters or something like that? Or
yep. 8 different posters and 8 different stickers. So and like all those things like bubblegum cards in the States, you had to buy the packet to know what you were getting inside. So
right. So you have no idea which posters you have, since they're
isn't yours the group poster?
No, these aren't sealed.
Oh, they aren't
sealed.
What
I'm saying is they were sealed. They were sealed, but they're not sealed now. No, I can open them. Yeah, they're different posters to each other.
Yeah,
so obviously I've got
the one I got to you that has the group shot, right? The group poster, the live shot of them.
Yeah.
It's a great shot.
Yeah,
it's a great shot.
The one that same shot that they retouched from, or that series they retouched for the Unmasked tour book, but everywhere else it appeared unretouched. So you have Eric's original makeup from the Palladium show.
From the Palladium. Yeah.
So would you? I know they're very expensive and hard to find, but would you try to search out all the variations of the posters and stickers?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm obviously gonna try and collect the whole set because I. Yeah.
Okay.
So technically that's complete, but yeah, again, you've just pointed out it's not complete. So.
Right.
Son of a bitch.
Exactly.
There he is.
Since you
spending
said
there he
complete,
is spending
that's
our
why
money
I-
again.
Yeah, no, it's not. Yeah, I do not have every poster, every sticker.
There he is.
That bead of
spending
sweat just went down
Yeah, I know.
Nicholas's brow.
No, you hear
Amazing.
you see Nicholas's wife in the background like
I'm out. That was my last piece of. That was my last piece of Kiss merchandise. I'm out. Finally, I'm free. So, yeah.
I've got it all.
Exactly.
Joe, do you have anything?
I do. So just real quick, I purchased these. These are pretty cool. Some cassettes. I don't have a ton of these, but these are Argentinian
cool.
releases. So there's the first one.
Excellent.
Doesn't it do something like I love that they use the black cassette cases. Doesn't that just makes it pop more, because a lot of the ones that you saw in the US at the time were either like a lot of the Casablanca ones, they were like that beige yellow.
That horrible beige color.
ugly.
Yeah.
And then they were clear, but I think just a black cassette, it's cool.
So there's the. Do you see that there's the unfold
Oh, Peter, AC Gene.
AC Gene? Yeah,
AC
Gene, right?
Old AC.
So there's the J card unfolded. Here's the cassette.
That's
Pretty
so
cool.
cool, man.
Excellent.
I have a bunch of my cassettes when I was a kid still.
So that's one. There's the second one. Rock and roll over
Super cool.
Love it.
from Argentina.
cool.
Pretty cool.
That's an LP too. That one with the slider,
Correct.
isn't it?
Correct.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here is the cassette
Super cool.
and the J card unfolded. Let me just show this real quick. This is cool because it kind of continues the design on the inside. There's
I
pretty
like
cool.
it.
Love it.
I like it. I
Mm-hmm.
like it a lot.
So there's that one. That's rock and roll over, and then we've got Kiss Destructor.
Yeah.
There we
Do I
go.
have my Destructor vinyl here?
There's that one. Yeah, this also is in vinyl. So cassette, same. So those two were in green, and then quickly there's the.
Love it.
Hey, that looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
So
Did you-
any of these foreign releases, I just think they're really cool and interesting to have. Anything that's a little bit different from these foreign countries.
Yeah, there's a couple of great, there's a Kiss cassette collectors group. Tom Daniels is real active in there, and he's got a huge cassette collection. And there's just so many cool cassettes out there. And when you get into Japanese Kiss
Oh, they're
cassettes,
great.
they're great, but they're hard as hell to find and expensive every time.
And
So-
don't they have don't the Japanese cassettes, don't they have like their own like cardboard like slip cases on a lot of
Yes, they slip on them. Yeah. What was that, Joe?
Someone made it in.
Somebody had
Beatles.
written. Somebody's like,
I wonder if the
Yeah, there you go.
music
It had
on that
written on
one
the inside.
is. I wonder if the music on that one is still Kiss, or whether they put sticky tape over it and taped over it with the Beatles.
Yeah.
what? No, I throw a temper tantrum and destroy my. It's the temper tantrum episode.
Did you get those in a lot, Joe, or did you
I
buy
did.
them?
Well, it was by the same seller. It wasn't a lot.
Oh, I
but
see.
Yeah.
And did they come from Argentina, or were they?
They did.
Oh,
They did.
cool.
Yeah, and
That's
you can
cool.
tell like the they're they have that wonderful
Oh,
mold
yeah.
basement smell, and then you can
Hang
see
on.
how you guys smell-o-vision, and then you see this is kind of beige, that old paper kind of look to it, So there you go. Yeah, soak it in.
You guys like I've been like really sensitive to smell for the last 2 weeks, and like I can't, like if there's an air refresher in like 2 rooms away, I could smell it like it's right next to me. It's the weirdest thing.
Weirdest thing.
So I've been so sensitive to smells lately.
Yeah. I have nothing new except for a bootleg. I'm not going to show it, but I probably won't have anything new over the next several shows. So it's, I'm poor. Poor. Kiss has made me poor.
Great, thanks for bringing us down, ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were on an old paper high.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were on a high, and you just had to bring us down.
Thanks. Speaking of bringing us down, let's talk about Psycho Circus.
Oh, listen.
Look, everybody. Jason's the negative one all of a sudden. We've unleashed the monster, and now Jason just hates Kiss.
Listen,
No,
this is one of my favorite. Nicholas, what are you doing?
No, my Mac was about to die. I just plugged it in.
Oh, listen.
Continue.
This time is very special to me in Kiss history, because this is the first time that I bought a Kiss album the day it came out. I had been reading Kiss Asylum, getting excited, getting hyped for the record, just seen them on the reunion tour. Never thought I would see them back in makeup again. So like I was eating up everything 1988. And we'll do another episode on this because I have so much stuff from
But hey,
Kiss in
Andrew-
1988. Yeah.
Doesn't make it essential.
That's right. It doesn't make it essential. Because let me tell you, man, I was working in record stores at the time. I remember going and buying this at midnight. I remember driving home with my friend, and after about 4 songs, we were both like, "What is this? This is not what I expected."
See,
So-
maybe I'm looking at it through rose-colored glasses.
Oh,
but
you
I
absolutely are.
but
Through
there's-
3D colored glasses.
Ooh,
Mhm.
through 3D. You have to do the episode in 3D color glasses the whole way.
Okay. It's
Right.
already giving me a headache.
You don't have to do that.
I
but-
remember I got a promo cassette at the time because I was working for a magazine. So I got it back about 2 or 3 weeks earlier. So that was quite exciting to get
Yeah.
a Kiss album finally earlier than everyone else. It was great.
Well, there
Yep.
was a radio station that was in my hometown in New Jersey called 95.9 The Rat Radio. They played the song Psycho Circus like it was going out of style. I always heard it on there, and there was a show that played the whole album before it came out. And this is going back. I don't remember what site this was. This might have been Roth's Rendezvous. Did you guys ever go to Roth's Rendezvous?
Not a clue.
That was an old Kiss site, and they had in real player format. They had the whole Psycho Circus album up there before it came out, and it was not good quality. Anyway, so I listened to that, and I was just like, and I remember when the single came out, I was looking for the single, couldn't find it, but this is a magical time for me. It came out September 22nd, 1998. I got it the day it came out, and I couldn't have been happier. And what else was special about this time is I was in 8th grade. 9th, 7th.
1998. Think about it.
I think I was in 8th grade. It was in 8th grade. Yes, I was in 8th grade. I was in 8th grade at the time, and I finally had a friend that liked Kiss. There was a technology teacher in my middle school at the time who was a huge Kiss fan, and he went to see them at the Meadowlands, and I went to see them at the Garden. So, this was a cool time for me. Bruce Fairbairn produced this record, and it was recorded between January through February 1988, and obviously came out September 1998. We all know that the original 4 members did not play on this record. The only track that all 4 members appeared on was Into the Void. Kevin Valentine has been said to play drums on most of these tracks, and
Yep.
Bruce Kulick plays guitar on some of them. And it's even Bruce
So
Kulick
does Tommy Thayer.
yeah, as well as I was going to finish. So Bruce Kulick even played that backwards introduction for Within.
Correct.
And that was obviously something that was left over from the Carnival of Souls record. So I just want to show a couple things before we get started on this. So here's my VHS CD single. Now, I bought this from a collector just recently.
I
This
have
is
that.
sealed. This is sealed still. I don't know where my original one is because I got this when it came out. And this one actually has the CD facing forward. The one that I
So does
originally
mine.
Yeah, the one I originally bought didn't. It was flipped the other way. And I was like, how do I know what I'm getting? So I think my original one was Gene, and then I have this one, obviously. So I would love to get all 4 of them. If anybody's selling them, let me know. I would love to get all 4 of these.
I may have
Yeah,
that somewhere. I was trying to reach back into the recesses of my mind. I remembered some sort of cardboard box. I couldn't remember what came in it, but obviously that's it.
Yeah,
So that's the thing.
And
I think
then-
I got this one in my.
What did we think of the video?
it's terrible.
That's awful.
What do you think, Nicholas?
Oh no, it was just all point to camera, point
Yeah.
to camera all the time, like doing that kind of thing, and
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Right. Get
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Like really obvious.
Yeah, it was not good. And then there was this very, very archaic computer animation. It looked like it was terrible because I remember like seeing Jurassic Park in 1993, and then here we are in 1988, and I was like, how did the computer graphics get worse than they were in Jurassic? Like, I didn't understand. So yeah, it's not very good. But then also I found my original CD that I got. Ooh, lenticular. Ooh.
So I love that cover when it first came out. I thought that was cool, the lenticular thing.
So
Something
I was
different. I'm a bit bored of it now, but
Yeah. I was working in a record store at the time, and here is one of the promotional.
Oh, I was just gonna show that because I have one of those too.
Well, show yours too. But mine came from then. I got, I stole it off of the wall,
Oh.
But they're white on the back, and
It's funny, I never thought the lenticular was all that effective back then. Like you never quite got to fully resolve, and it kind of just sort
Right.
of hung there, and it kind
Yeah.
of was this weird 3D. But man, on the
it
2014,
was always half kind of merging. Yeah.
exactly. But on the 2014, the lenticular on that cover on the vinyl re-release version, man, was
Yeah.
that beautiful.
think that looks good in the screen on my side.
Do you think they fixed it, Joe?
I think they
Do you
did.
think they changed it?
I think they did, or the lenticular technology, the way that they printed that has become stronger. You know, I don't know. You see how
look
that,
at that.
I don't know,
changed.
man.
That
I
snaps.
don't know, man. They're both exactly
Much
the same.
better, yeah. No,
No, I think this is way better.
You're
Right,
right.
right
You're
there.
right. It opens
It's,
and closes really
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah. The quicker fade.
oh yeah, that's way better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Very
It's
cool.
it's like almost like a 4 or 5 step transition on the old one, and this one just it's a on or off kind of thing. I think they did just an amazing job on that.
Yeah, definitely well done.
I got this.
All right,
too.
Andrew. What else you got to show, Andrew? Anything else?
Yeah.
Anybody have
And
any?
then
This is sealed.
the tour book?
Yeah,
Oh, the
this is-
tour books.
Oh yeah, I didn't bring mine down, but this is sealed. This is German.
Oh,
Oh.
German.
Excellent. Yeah, I didn't get my
Cool.
German.
I'd like to get that version of it.
What
Nicholas-
versions of the?
Well, this could be yours for the correct price. I'm
Hey,
kidding.
Andrew, why don't you just give that to me?
You know what? If I
You have
had,
double. Why don't
do you know
just
what?
give it to me?
If I had two, I would. If I had two,
You
I
would?
would. Yeah,
Oh,
I would.
you're
Absolutely.
a good man.
Absolutely.
You're a good egg.
Look, I noticed over Nicholas's shoulder, there's one of those Ace Frehley flats that I gave him.
Oh, yeah. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, they look great, don't they? Here's the second one you got. Yeah. This was a freebie from Andrew, so it was the Trouble Walking promo flat. I love that.
Which
Beautiful
will
big
be on
colours.
eBay soon from Everything Kiss, as Nicholas doesn't collect anything not on a
Well,
coin.
what was cool about
And-
what was cool about those is Ace played here in this town in 1989, and my roommate just ends up working at the bar that actually held the show, and there were just stacks of them. So before they threw them out, she took a bunch from me. So I got a bunch.
And the good
Awesome.
news is, if you buy it from Nicholas in Australia, the shipping is $68 American. That's very. So it's very good.
So Nicholas,
Yeah.
back on your tour books. I know you and I think that there are 2 versions of the tour book, but there are actually 3 versions of the tour book.
So this is World Tour 98-99 Dodger Stadium. What is the third version, Andrew?
Okay, so the third
us know.
version is the exact same contents as Dodger Stadium, but it says World Tour on there. So it's missing the 2 live pages that were added in.
Ah, okay, right.
Do you have an example of that?
I don't, but it's
You know-
it's
you
very
know that
difficult
for
to
sure.
find. Yeah, what's his name? Lasik? I'm sorry, I'm pronouncing your name wrong, but you know
It's
him.
Lalich.
That's
Oh,
exactly
oh.
what I was going to say.
Oh, you're-
Sloth.
No, there's a collector.
Hey, look at that. That was inside of mine.
Ooh.
I've never seen that before. Didn't even know it was in there. This is like a 3D
It's
version
from the Los
of
Angeles
the,
Times.
Does it work?
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
but you
it's
need
the
the
red.
3D.
It's the red green one. You need the red green kind of one.
Oh,
The 3D glasses came with
it
that
is
issue.
in 3D.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's in 3D, but then everything is in 3D, really. So. Yeah.
didn't miss you at all.
Just in 3 dimensions.
I didn't miss you one bit.
There's a funny interview with Peter at the time where he's like, "Yeah, we're doing 3-dimension." What?
Well, it was always funny. It's the first 3-dimensional tour, and it's featuring all the. There's never a 2-dimensional tour. It's like we're not on the XY axis kind of thing. If you want to get mathematical about it.
Okay, so maybe the tour idea wasn't the greatest.
Oh, man.
Anyway, all right, let's get into
Skip or play.
skip or play.
All right.
This conversation is a mess, and so's the record.
Hey, badoom.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I love this conversation. I think it's funny. All right, so skip or play. First track, Psycho Circus.
Do you want me to
Don't
go
ever-
first since I love
don't
this
everybody
record?
speak at
Since-
once.
Since I love this record.
For me, it's a skip. I don't like it. I think the only way it's ever worked. So just in general, I think the record thematically is a disaster. They're trying to be sort of like grandiose and talking about their maybe their place in rock and roll, but then they have this Psycho Circus thing that kind of creeps in somehow, but that's the cover of the I don't know. It's just, to me, it's a disaster. I think the only way Psycho Circus ever works is as an opener to a show. If you throw it in the middle of the show, it just makes no sense to me. it kills the flow of the show. So yeah, yeah, skip.
Okay. Joe skips.
Okay, so I don't skip this one. I love this song on the record. However,
I saw by you and Jason, your giant eyes almost like
I was
rolled
like, oh
out
my
of your
God,
head
it's like
on the floor.
but I will tell you, and do you guys remember on the Rock the Nation tour, the Psycho Circus song? It was in the spot where initially they were just rotating that song like every show or every two shows.
Right.
So when it came time for me to see them, they had done Psycho Circus like 8 shows in a row. So I was like, man, I hope they just give me something cool. So I saw them in Hershey, PA, on July 18th, 2014. July 18th, 2004. That was the first time I saw them on that tour, and it came time to do Psycho Circus, and Paul goes, "This next song, I want you to know that I'm a freak," and like he goes into the Psycho Circus intro. But during his intro, because I was so close to the stage, you hear me clear as day on the recording go, "Oh, come on."
Oh man, he's still mad.
I was just like wrecking everything.
You just hear the one little kid go.
Yeah. But then I saw them a week later, and they did "Tears Are Falling," "All the Way," and "Love Her All I Can." So it was all good. Anyway, so this one is a total play for me on the record. I love this. I think the circus music intro is kind of cool. I like this. Is my favorite song on the record, you know, and yeah.
Okay, play Nicholas.
Like I quite like it as a song. The thing that always gets me is the chorus. It's like the song's sort of a grandiose, and you know, the whole "here we are." I really like the verse actually. It's sort of big and bombastic, and it kind of then it's like, oh, we've decided to call the album Psycho Circus, and all of a sudden the lyric Psycho Circus kind of comes in. It's like Psycho Circus. You know, it's like it feels like it's been shoehorned into a chorus that those lyrics don't belong in. Like there's something odd about. Yeah, exactly.
How many syllables do we need to cover here? Like, what do we?
How long does this thing go for? Circus, circus. Right? That's what I felt. Like. The chorus to me is the biggest letdown because I really like the big, you know, Paul kind of bombast of the vocal of the verse, you know.
And it's got that perfect sort of middle section where they slow it down, and they've got the perfect spot for pyro and huge bombast on stage. Like it's, you know, it works really right. Exactly. Yeah, exactly that stuff.
Is that what they said? They said it's probably not they said.
I just got reminded of a video. Did you guys ever see the dress rehearsals? The dress rehearsals for the Dodger Stadium show the night before the Psycho Circus tour began, October 30th, 1998. Of course,
I've seen that.
Have you guys seen that?
I don't think
All right, so they do the song Psycho Circus like 5 times, and Peter just can't get that da 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 step on. He just can't get it. Like it sounds like he dropped the snare drum. And he's like kicking it on the floor. Like he just can't get it like any of the times. So
he also doesn't get it. What drives me crazy too is the in the verse bam ba da da, you know, the cymbal snare cymbal, you know, thing. He never does that. It's always just bam bam, and it definitely loses its kick. You know, it annoys me as a drummer.
Okay, well, I'm not one of those anymore. But it just sounds like Peter just like dropped his drum and he's like kicking it across the stage. It's terrible. It's terrible.
So, well, as the most positive guy usually on the podcast, as far as everything Kiss does, Psycho Circus is hands down, far and away, there's nothing anywhere close, my least favorite record in the catalog. By far. By far. And it was just, you know, listening to it, getting it at midnight. I remember very well. I was with my friend Roy Hudd, and we were listening to it. And through the first, I mean, we're listening to it on CD, but through what would be the first side, you know, once we got to, what is it? You Wanted the Best, maybe? And it's the End of the Void. Once we got to You Wanted the Best, I pretty much was dumbfounded at the record. I did not like it at all. Over the years, I've come to like most of the record, and I do play it. You know, I'm probably different than everybody here. Somebody was posting.
I was the opposite way. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody was posting it in one of the groups I was reading something, and they were saying how they talk about collecting Kiss merchandise all the time, and they're constantly looking and searching and buying Kiss merchandise, but they just realized that they actually never even listen to the band anymore. You know, maybe once every couple of months they play a couple of tracks. I listen to Kiss every day.
Me too.
Every single day.
Me too.
And
I do not listen to Kiss every day.
Right.
I'm a fan.
I
I'm definitely more of a collector than a listener at this point, I would say. But it's not because I dislike the music. It's just because it's all of it's so burned into my consciousness that it's not often. It's funny, you know, you get excited when you hear them. I do anyway. Get excited when I hear them on the radio or on Hair Nation on Sirius or whatever. You know, then it's cool. But I'll rarely just put a Kiss song on.
I do, like Nicholas says, you know, I sit here, I work from this spot every day for at least 8 hours. So I'm sitting right here selling records, you know, and I do have, you know, Spotify up, and I play Spotify every day. And I have several different playlists, and one of them is all the studio songs of, you know, the whole Kiss catalog. And I play that on shuffle every day, every single day. So, so I listen to some Kiss every single day, no matter what. So even though Psycho Circus is my least favorite album in the catalog, I play it a lot. So all that being said, Psycho Circus is absolutely a play for me.
For me, every time I listen to this record, I flash back into, you know, in the back of my mom's car on our way to go pick up those Kiss tickets in '96, and at that point I was listening to No Doubt Don't Speak, because that was huge on the radio at the time. So like this brings me, I remember all those things like every time I listen to this record, because 96, 97, 98, 99, and even 2000, those 5 years were core in my Kiss fandom.
This record is your Creatures of the Night for me, you know, because that, you know, I was that age, or probably a little younger, but, you know, 7, 8 years old, going to the concert, listening to Creatures of the Night. That is ingrained in my head. That's why Creatures is my favorite record in the catalog. That's why that era is my favorite era of the band. I just absolutely, it's burned in my head. Even if it wasn't amazing, it was amazing to me. And it's hard to separate myself from that when I'm talking about the Creatures era, you know. So,
Wait a minute. We've had discussions in the past, not to get too far derailed from Skipper Play, but we've had discussions in the past about the value of nostalgia and what role that plays in loving a record. And I think you're saying whether it was good or not. Didn't you just say something like that? I mean, Creatures is a great record, but there's also a nostalgic value to, like for me, putting on Rock and Roll Over or Alive 2, because as a really little kid, I was playing those records, not like the first releases, but you know, the later pressings. And you know, so I keep wondering, how does nostalgia play into it, I guess.
Yeah, we had that conversation.
In all music as well, like in everything you listen to. Like I think I've talked with Jason a lot, that he was big into sort of more of the hair metal bands, and I was big into the grunge stuff at the time. And I wonder because I never listened to those bands, but if you every time you talk about Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, I go, it takes me back to being in year 12 and you know and starting graphic design college and all that. It's all mixed in there. I don't even listen to those bands anymore, but you can't say a bad word about them because that was my youth. It almost takes me straight back to being 18 or 19. Yeah. So.
It's you know, again, a whole different conversation, and Nicholas and I have talked about this for years. We've debated through PM about this for years, because I am an 80s metal fan, and I know Joe is too. But Joe's all across the board. But shake your head, Andrew. But Kiss was an 80s.
I can't stand 80s
Kiss
metal.
was that makes no sense, man. You're a Tesla fan, a Cinderella fan. You can't say you can't stand 80s metal. You know,
right,
sorry.
Cinderella is not a hair band. Tesla is not a hair band, and Cinderella is a blues band.
You can stop. All of those bands are considered hair bands. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go turn on.
So the next track.
So anyway, it's interesting though what Nicholas was talking about, how we have that debate, because that came in. I was in high school, and 1992. I was sophomore in high school, and that stuff came in. And just 2 years prior, everybody that I knew, everybody in that school, as a freshman, was going to see Poison, and whoever was on tour at the time, and Slaughter, and all of those bands,
Rat, Motley, all those
Rat,
bands.
Motley, Firehouse, everybody wearing those T-shirts. And then it was just a 180-degree turn for almost everybody in the school. By 1992, everybody had Nirvana T-shirts and Pearl Jam T-shirts, and it was and I was almost being made fun of because I was still wearing a Slaughter shirt. So it was the antithesis to it was so those bands angered me, because I was like, these guys can't. Not necessarily Alice in Chains, but Nirvana specifically. That it angered me, because I was like, this guy can't play. Yeah, I was a musician. Yeah. This guy can't play.
See, we had a smoother transition because ours was
on the drums.
Yeah.
Sorry,
we had a smoother transition because it was AC/DC, Metallica, Megadeth, then into Nirvana, Soundgarden.
Sure.
We kind of skipped. Not saying all Australians did, but the group I was in never listened to the hair metal. Kind of maybe Guns N' Roses were probably the most hair metal, and they're not really hair metal, but they had that kind of sleaze to them and stuff. But you jump from Metallica, Guns N' Roses, and then Nirvana and Soundgarden came in. It was we almost bypassed those ones. I mean, a lot of the girls like Bon Jovi and Poison, but not Aussie men of that.
Got it.
You would have been bashed if you like those bands. Yeah. Yeah.
Look, man, I was a Bon Jovi fan and an Aussie fan. Folks, look, Joe knows. Joe gets it. He's that age. It's Nicholas perplexes me because of his age. He would, if he was in the U.S., I think,
No, he'd be making fun of Poison with me. That's
it might be a different story. Andrew, you don't count. You weren't there. You didn't grow up in the era. You had to grow up in the era to understand. Because it was everywhere, and those bands were players, and it was about a good time, and there's a reason why Motley Crue, The Dirt, was so huge on Netflix. It's because all of us 45 and 50-year-old guys are going, God damn, that was such a great time in my life. It wasn't. This was something me and Nicholas always talk about. My life wasn't bad. My life was good. It was something. It was time, a celebratory time. I didn't have teen angst. That Nirvana didn't speak to me because I wasn't angry at the world. I had a good childhood. That kind of thing. Yeah. We're way off track. But,
hey, so what's the next track?
One song in.
So Within.
A grungy song, strange.
Yeah, Within.
Yeah.
Skip. Next.
Yeah.
Andrew.
Sounds like Carnival Souls.
This is gonna be a play for me. I love that little middle section. I think the solo was cool. I don't really much care for it live, but I really do enjoy the studio track. It's funny. It kind of puts you in a different mood if you listen to the studio track on Psycho Circus, whereas listening to it on the box set, because the box set just goes right into the main riff. So, but yeah, I kind of enjoy it. And then hearing the songwriting process on some of the songs that were around that time on the Vault was cool too. This is an absolute play for me.
Nicholas, this should be right up your alley.
Yeah, but not when Kiss did it. No, it's all right. I like the chorus in this one to flip around.
I like the chorus.
The other one, yeah. Sure. Once it gets into that sort of the beat kind of going and stuff like that, I don't mind it. I don't love it, but it's okay.
And it just bombs live. Holy cow!
It's not a good live song.
Wow.
Are you skipping it or playing it, Nicholas?
Skip, yeah, but not a hard skip, just a bored skip.
Yeah, it's a play for me.
Yeah.
It's probably my favorite song on the album.
Andrew, that's what you need to drop in for Jason on every song. It's a play for me. No matter what he says. Just put the blur over his lips and say, it's a play for me.
This album contains my absolute least favorite song in the catalog.
Me too.
And I don't have least favorite songs in the catalog. Except for this one. So you're gonna get a good skip on me. So all right. I pledge allegiance to the state of rock and roll. Joe skips the whole album.
I pledge allegiance. This one's okay. If I were gonna play something, it would probably be this. I guess it's all right. a very soft play on this one.
Joe's not even a Kiss fan.
Nicholas?
This is a definite play. It's ridiculous. It's the most ridiculous song in their entire catalog, but only Paul Stanley could do this level of ridiculous and pull it off. And you go, actually, that really works. Like, it could easily be a Darkness song, like a song by the Darkness.
Yes,
like kind of
yes.
like serious, but also taking the piss as well. Like, it's very hard. If you showed anyone who wasn't into Kiss or this kind of music, and said, and you played when the chorus said, "I pledge allegiance to the state of rock and roll." Like that, it's the most ridiculous thing in the world. But it's fantastic, at the same time. I love it. It's great.
I love this song. This is a definite play for me. And I remember when they started playing it on the Rock the Nation tour, they played it in Australia. And I was like, oh my God, they're finally playing this song live. And I was
Right.
hoping that they were going to continue and play it on the American tour. They did not. But I love this song. Definite play for me.
It's a play for me.
It's a play for me.
I do like this song, and I think this album starts off well to me personally.
Yes, I agree with you.
Clearly,
I agree
Joe
with you.
hates it. Joe hates this record. So, but it starts off strong for me, but from here it starts to fall off the rails. But so this song is a play for me. Next.
Into the Void.
Into the Void.
I used to have an adult film called this.
That's a play for Nicholas.
Well,
Yes.
the adult film, not the
Yeah, exactly.
not the song.
No,
I'm playing it right now.
the worst part about it is when he watches the adult film, that's all he hears, like da na 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 da na na na.
Joe, Into the Void.
Skip. Horrible. Terrible. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yet another sort of Ace themed space. Man, oh man, can you give me a break, please?
So I thought this was the worst Ace song of all time until I heard "In Your Face," and then I was like, "Oh my God, Into the Void is awesome." This is a soft play for me, and I don't want to share a quick story about this song.
Did you just say it's the worst? You thought it was the worst Ace song in the catalog?
Yeah,
The
and
Kiss catalog or the Ace catalog?
the Kiss catalog.
The Kiss catalog.
Yes,
okay.
the Kiss catalog, because
And it's still a soft play. So
there's a soft play on this one, but I mean it's only a soft play because then I heard In Your Face, and I was like, ugh. Anyway, so one of my good friends, he attended the Psycho Circus press conference at the Grauman's Chinese Theater, September 21st, 1998, and he asked Ace a question, and he was like, he set up the story in such a grandiose way. He's like, I was nervous, and not a lot of people were asking questions, so someone from the band and record label asked me to ask a question, and I panicked, and I didn't know what to say, and he goes, "So Ace, is your song Into the Face gonna be released soon?" He said "Into the Face," so he mixed "Into the Void" and "In Your Face" together.
Into the Face.
and the band actually made fun of him. So anyway, this is a soft play for me.
Soft play. What the hell does that mean?
It means we're gonna
means
do
he
it
doesn't
live.
love it,
Yeah.
Do it live. Shit
you're just not
sucks.
excited about it, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm just listening.
Ignore that.
I'm not gonna wake up and say I have to listen to this song, but if it's on, I'm probably not gonna turn it off.
Do you wake up and say you have to listen to anything off Psycho Circus?
Yeah, man.
I've got to listen to Psycho Circus
Dude,
today.
I've got to listen to one of the next songs that we're gonna talk about. Gotta listen
Okay.
to it.
All right.
The
Nicholas.
worst thing about these episodes for me, these click or play episodes, are one of these songs gets stuck
Wait,
in my head.
click or play? What about
Click.
What did I say?
Yes,
Click.
Play?
Click or play.
Play or play. That's Jason's one. It says play or play.
Yeah, it's play or play.
Anyway.
Yeah, play or play. Jason Herndon presents play or play. I play this one.
It's a play for me.
It should
It's a
be
play
play
for
or
me.
soft play.
I
Play or
love
soft.
this song. Yeah.
So you were saying
I know. Oh no,
forgot what I was
yeah.
gonna say.
something. You were going about getting stuck in your head.
Oh yeah. So I had one of the Hot in the Shade songs stuck in my head. Now I'm gonna have Into the Void. Just gonna be like hammering in my head until we do the next skip or play.
Yeah, this is your idea too. Now you're regretting
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Yeah, thanks for throwing me under the bus yet again about
That's right. All right, Nicholas, skip or play Into the Void.
Oh, look, I think the nostalgia of this one, it wins it over for me, even over the quality of the song. Like having Ace back, it was like, this is Ace is back in the band. He's singing again. He's one of my favorite Kiss vocalists. To have, back in the band, it was very exciting. And also to then find out later that it was the only track with the original 4. I love it. Although again, the chorus is one of those, we've only got 3 words and into the 4, again, we're stretching out over this long chorus. As you can tell I'm a singer, but yeah.
As you can tell, I'm a singer.
It's I like it. I really like it, and I like most of the stuff Ace does, and there needed to be an Ace vocal on here, so gotcha. I like it a lot.
Skip for me. I don't think this is a good song at all. And the drumming is pedestrian at best, and it drives.
That's your boy, PC.
It's not my boy.
That's your boy.
No, it's not my boy. No, I'm not a fan at all. No, not a fan at all. So I skip Into the Void. All right. The next
We Are One.
We Are One.
I am one to skip this.
Joe has not listened to the entire side of the record.
No, he had a soft play on Pledge Allegiance.
Oh, that's right.
Only because somebody off camera had a gun to my head.
All right, so he hates We Are One, so he skips.
Oh, you talked about terrible. This goes back to the who are we as a rock band and the history of rock and roll. We're trying to cement our place by writing songs about it, and each of us are going to sing about our foibles. Holy crap, is this terrible.
Yeah.
Awful. Oh, takes the wind out of me.
Andrew.
This is my first skip. I just when that first little thing starts, I was like, what is this, the Kiss song? And wasn't this a single?
Yeah, it was a single.
Terrible song. Definite skip all day. And then they tried to shoehorn it in the farewell tour, promo montage they were playing, and they were just playing this song, and I was like, no, stop, no, please.
Nicholas.
Terrible skip.
Yeah.
I think it's not really a Kiss song. It doesn't. It sounds like a Gene Simmons song from a box.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, it sounds like a Gene song. I think lyrically, if it would been complete, I quite like the melody of the song. Lyrically, it's ridiculous. So if it had different lyrics,
once upon a time you were a child, but that was yesterday.
Yeah, if it had different lyrics, maybe it'd be okay. But it's a skip for me too.
We've unearthed, I think, with the next song, You Wanted the Best. I think, Nicholas, you very smartly addressed maybe one of the big problems with this record. It's another one of those, you wanted the best.
And you got the best. We are one. It's the whole...
Yeah, it is. We
are one. Exactly. They've done the start bit longer and then the end shorter. Yeah,
I just see the writing process. Paul goes, word. And he goes, best. Best. Awful.
You wanted the best. Joe says awful. Let's skip for him. Andrew.
I like this song.
Oh my God.
I like this song. And
no way.
And when I was listening to it, with my rose-colored glasses, pre-Kiss FAQ and Kiss Asylum Board in the year 99, 2000, I listened to the lyrics of that song and I was like, oh my God, they're talking about they're going to break up again. And I thought that this was the hidden clue that Kiss was breaking up in 2000. But I still like this song. I like it.
The irony of this song being called You Wanted the Best. Yes, I did, and this ain't it.
Yes, I did.
Oh, the rich irony.
Yeah. Nicholas.
Yeah, look, I'm aware that this is possibly one of their shittest songs, but there's something I do like about because remember when you got Rock and Roll All Night from the MTV Unplugged thing, and they broke it down where they gave Pete a little bit and Ace a little bit, and this is obviously trying to I love that. That's my favorite thing in the whole album. Anyway, we'll get to that in a future one. But I liked how they jumped between all the different singers. It gave you each personality, but that chorus is probably the worst. Most tuneless chorus they've ever done. So
yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
testify. Yeah.
Oh my god.
But wait, just forget about the
Yeah.
No, stop. No. Please don't remind us. This is an absolute skip for me, and for a long time was probably my second least favorite song in the catalog. I couldn't. The chorus is awful.
Yeah.
So,
Chorus is the worst.
not a fan. Not a fan. It's a skip for me. Skip for me.
Raise your glasses.
This sounds like a. You remember Shocker and that era, the Dudes of Wrath, which was Paul and Desmond Child and Tommy Lee and.
This is a Paul song?
Yeah.
Is this a Paul song?
Y'all don't remember
Yeah,
the song
I wasn't sure.
Shocker?
No, I'm asking, is this one?
Oh yeah,
Raise
Raise Your Glasses.
This
This reminds me of that era, So.
Yeah.
You talk about non-Kiss fan. Did you just ask if this is a Paul song?
Is it? I can't remember it. I'm back into Hot in the Shade territory again.
Okay, so now
Can't remember
Nicholas
this.
has slipped below me as
Yes.
the most non-Kiss.
Is this a Kiss song? Who
Is this a Kiss
Yeah.
podcast?
Where am I?
So, Joe, raise your glasses.
Boy, I want to really like this song. Again, it's just terrible. But I like the song itself. So if I'm going to have to play something else, this will be one of them.
Okay. Andrew.
This one's a play for me, but I do like the demo of this one, Body and Soul, much more than I like the Raise Your Glasses song. I get what they were trying to do. They were trying to give you like almost like you won the Super Bowl type thing. It was a very much like it was very celebratory and like you did it, and it almost sounded like it wanted to be a Doublemint commercial, but it really never was.
Yeah. The
But-
themes of this album.
Yeah, but I still actually really like this song, but again, I really like the demo, Body and Soul.
I do
way
like
more.
the demo.
Body and Soul is an awesome song, and it saddens me to know that Body and Soul morphed into this, because Body and Soul was so cool.
Yep.
Mm.
Nicholas is a skip because he doesn't even know.
No. I do, but I didn't. Is it not Raise Your Glasses? I thought it might have been like Raise Your Glasses, that kind of thing. I'm shocked at this album.
I'm shocked at this album.
Do the lyrics really say that?
What?
Are we really doing this?
It's not that kind of glass. It's okay, right? No, I do kind of remember it now. Yeah, it's okay. I'll give it a play because I've given a few skips just to feel sorry for it.
Just
the album.
Sorry for Psycho. I'm going to use Andrew's line and say it's a soft play. When I'm listening to the record, I don't necessarily skip it every time, but I do skip it some. So I'll give it a soft play.
Mm.
I finally found my way to song number 8 on the record. This is a play for me.
You're full of shit. You're absolutely. There's no way.
Yes, it's terrible. It's awful. Shoot it into space. Put it in a capsule. Take all the masters. Take all the digital files. Yeah, not good.
Yeah, this song sucks. It's the most hated song. It's my most hated song over Kiss's entire catalog. It is terrible. It's almost a all-for-one quality song. How did this end up on? They were just trying to. Oh my God, we got to make another Beth, because Paul definitely, compared Psycho Circus to Destroyer, so we have to do another Beth, and it's so bad. There's actually, if you go back and listen to Podcast a couple years ago, I went off on this song for like a good 10 minutes, just like cursing and just like throwing. It makes me angry. I hate the song so much.
It's even co-written by Bob Ezrin.
Yeah, I hate the song so much that in my iTunes, I don't even have it in there. It's just deleted from everything.
Oh, no, I don't either.
Yeah,
no,
it's deleted from everything.
Oh, no.
It's just called asterisk, asterisk, do not play, asterisk, asterisk.
I wonder if Peter Criss liked it, or whether he came in and goes, "All right, Paul, what do you got for me?" And it's like, "Oh, for fuck's sake."
I bet he did. He's
You motherfuckers! They've screwed him over. We've got a song for you. Don't worry.
Yeah, you can see Paul Dean going, "Watch this." Oh, this is for all the years of giving us a hard time.
I finally found my way.
Yeah.
It's found its way to you, buddy. Yeah. It
What a-
was a weird
what a
one. Yeah,
real-
obviously it's a Beth thing, but I mean, Peter's voice suits rock so well. And if you actually like, it's easy to think because of Hard Like Woman and Beth that he was the ballad guy, but really it was really just Beth. And if you go back through Peter's songs, they were more rockin' songs. So it's a bit sad to sort of get this album and not get a rock song from Peter Criss.
Right.
Even if he didn't write it, I would have loved a rockin' song from him.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with you. So
Skip.
Yeah.
Skip. Yeah.
Skip for me. I don't hate anything in the Kiss catalog except for this song.
This is Skip with extreme prejudice.
Yeah, I don't like this song.
It's funny for the pomposity of this record. This is such a sad, dirgy kind of tear of a clown kind of a song. It's just such a downer, man. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah, can't stand it. All right, Dreamin'. Alice Cooper.
Yeah, I love it.
I don't hear the Alice Cooper, and I didn't hear it for a really long time, but I love this song too.
Start to say you're deaf. So,
I
because
think
it
it's
is
the best.
absolutely I'm 18. So
I'm also blind.
I think it is the best song on the record. Dreamin'. Great. Cool.
Dreamin'. So he plays. Andrew plays.
Oh,
right?
yeah, I played this song.
All right. Nicholas, do you remember it?
Yep. Yeah, I remember it. Yeah, I like that one. Play for me. I don't really have too much to say about it other than it's another very long, stretched out word chorus. I'm becoming obsessed by this now. It's like
No, they just say that one's a short one.
Yeah.
It's dream.
I am only dreaming,
Yeah.
but then
Yeah.
there's the big whoa in there, right?
yeah.
No,
I like it.
I'll play Dreamin' too. It's a play for me.
I almost think that this could have, and I know this is going to be blasphemous. This almost sounds like, if produced the right way, it could have been a Creatures track to me. I think it could have been a really heavy, big track
Maybe.
on Creatures.
Yeah, maybe.
It's got that kind of vibe to me.
All right.
Did they lose money to for they got sued for this one?
They
didn't
got sued and settled, right?
Yep,
With
Yeah,
Alice.
that's
correct.
Yeah.
I don't think Alice sued because I think I've read where he said I had no clue that was going on. I
Yeah,
wouldn't
it's
have
just a
done it.
record
But
company.
I think it was publishing got him. So, all right. So this journey of 1,000 years to the end of this record.
I was just going to say that's what it feels like listening to this record is a journey of 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Honestly, I can't even conjure this in my mind.
Really?
Yeah. No, skip.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think you should go listen to it, Joe.
If I,
Yes.
it's, yeah. I don't know.
I think you might have a different opinion. I think
It's
you
got
should,
a lot of
you should go listen to
it's
it.
all snare drum kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually think it's a brilliant song.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if I think Within is my favorite song on the record, but if not, if I was tossing up, Journey of 1,000 Years would be it. I think it's a really great song. Not very Kiss-esque. I love the way it has that tag to the Psycho Circus solo.
Yeah.
And it kind of brings the album full circle. I think this is some of Gene's best work, even if it's not some of his best Kiss work. I think it's really, really well written song. So it's an absolute play for me. Yeah, Andrew.
Same, absolute play. My favorite song on the record. This is such an underrated song. I absolutely love this song. Joe,
Pull
you
it
gotta,
up,
you gotta
listen
listen
to
to
it,
it, Joe. You gotta listen to
I
it.
mean, I obviously I've heard it hundreds of times, I'm sure. But for some reason I cannot sit in here at the moment. I just cannot remember it for the life of me.
Yeah, I love it. It builds and builds and builds. It's got this big crescendo when it gets to that tag, and the strings and stuff. I think it's great. I love it.
Then there's that pickup,
Yeah.
the da 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 at the end. It's so
Yep.
it's so good.
Nicholas.
This is definitely my favorite song on the album. I love the way it builds up. I love the string section coming in and that little tag to Psycho Circus. Yeah, this was always my favorite. And even at the time before I knew it wasn't Peter, I thought this sounds like sort of some. I know it doesn't sound like Peter, but in my mind, thinking
Right.
it was Peter, I thought he was doing some great drumming. Turns out it was Kevin Valentine. But I love that snare work throughout the whole of this.
Yeah.
The whole of the build up. It's great. It's not just your regular kind of Kiss beat. It's just constantly going. I love it.
Yep.
Yeah. A definite play.
Definite play for me. So.
So I think overall, Psycho Circus is a skip for Joe. The album is a skip for Joe, a skip for Nicholas. Jason.
No, I'd say it's a play for me. It's a play for me.
Yeah, listen, it's a rainy day. Just turn it on. It's a great record. It's a great record.
I can't put great in with Psycho Circus. It was. I mean, it's okay. I know you have the nostalgia for it, Andrew, but man, it was such a letdown for me when I
still remember going to the record store. That's actually what it was called. It actually just recently closed at the beginning of this year. The record store on Route 9 in Howell, New Jersey. I remember going there and getting this for the first time. And
I bought it at Tower Records in Nashville. I thought, oh my God, Kiss is going to have a #1 album. And I went there, and I thought there were going to be people lined out the building to get it. And there were a ton of people there, and they were all buying the new Sunny Day Real Estate record, which came out the same day. Yeah. I think there were three people in there.
I've never heard of that band. So.
Yeah. I think there were three people there to buy Kiss, and it was me and my friend and some other dude.
Danny Dabbs?
No, it wasn't Danny. No.
As Paul Stanley would say, you listen to Sunny Day Real Estate.
Not me.
Yeah.
All right, so is that a wrap for click or skip or play or play?
Play or soft play.
Japan bonus track of In Your Face.
Oh, yeah, In Your Face.
Which I can't remember, so I don't know why I bothered to announce it.
It's so bad.
Absolute skip. It's a good thing they left it off.
Yeah.
And it's async, is it?
Oh my God,
but it's a G song. Yeah.
It's another In Your Face.
All right. So
concept record.
Well, that's going to be the best skip or play for me, because the rest of the albums, it's just that's a play for me. That's a play for me. Yeah. Even when we get to Burn Bitch Burn, that's a play for me.
Oh my God.
When we get to Monster and Sonic Boom.
Oh no, I love those records.
Skip every single track on those.
Oh, it's terrible. I can't believe that, man.
See, and I think Monster and Sonic Boom are masterpieces compared to this.
I do too. Absolutely.
They're absolute masterpieces, even though they're Kiss playing Kiss.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it sounds. That's what I was gonna say. If you said describe to me, this is what Monster sounds like. Describe to me what does Kiss sound like, and you kind of told someone who'd never heard of Kiss. He's like, okay, play what I've just told you Kiss sound like. Now do 10 tracks exactly the same as that. Yeah. So it sounds like it's a carbon copy of a fax of a
band trying to sound like
a band trying to sound like Kiss, or trying to sound like the live Kiss, basically. Yeah.
But we'll put that on another episode.
Yes.
Skip or play.
All right.
Click or
skip
play.
or play. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on the next one. You through talking?
Yeah.
All right, good. All right.